In this video, we are going to explore all of the main methods of contraception, which is a term that refers to any artificial approach that people use to prevent pregnancy. The aim is that by the end of this explanation, you will understand clearly how each method works and will be able to discuss the advantages and disadvantages associated with them. Before diving into the different methods, it helps to briefly review how pregnancy actually begins. Although this part is not technically included in your syllabus, it offers valuable context for understanding how contraception functions. The process begins in the female reproductive system. As you might remember from the last video, the hormone follicle-stimulating hormone, or EFFSH, stimulates an egg in one of the ovaries to start maturing. After about 2 weeks, the hormone luteinizing hormone, or LH, causes that mature egg to be released in an event known as ovulation. The egg then moves into the adjacent fallopian tube, and it is here that it could potentially meet a sperm cell. If fertilization takes place, the fertilized egg will travel along the fallopian tube and into the uterus, where it can implant into the uterine wall and begin developing into a fetus. For future reference, the cervix is the narrow opening at the lower end of the uterus. So as we go through all the contraceptive methods, keep in mind that every one of them is designed to interrupt this natural sequence of events in order to prevent pregnancy from occurring. One way to categorize contraceptive methods is to split them into those that rely on hormones and those that do not. The hormonal methods work by releasing estrogen-progesterone, or a combination of both. When estrogen is released in a steady daily dose, it suppresses the release of follicle-stimulating hormone, and because follicle-stimulating hormone normally triggers egg development, this means no egg matures, and therefore none will be released. At the same time, progesterone encourages the cervix to produce a thick mucus, which serves as a barrier to sperm, making it very difficult for sperm to reach the egg in the first place. One of the most commonly used hormonal contraceptives is the combined oral contraceptive pill, more simply known as the pill, which contains both estrogen and progesterone. When taken correctly, it is over 99% effective at preventing pregnancy. However, it can have side effects such as headaches or feelings of nausea. An alternative to this is the progesterone-only pill, which works in a similar way, but typically results in fewer side effects. Beyond pills, there are also other methods that release hormones slowly into the body. The contraceptive patch, which is a small adhesive patch worn on the upper arm, releases both estrogen and progesterone continuously, and each patch lasts for approximately 1 week. Another option is the contraceptive injection, which contains progesterone and is given in the upper arm, with each dose remaining effective for 2 to 3 months. For an even longer lasting effect, there is the contraceptive implant, which is a small device inserted just under the skin of the arm, and this can slowly release progesterone over a period of up to 3 years. Another long-term option is the intrauterine device, or IUD, which is inserted directly into the uterus. The plastic version releases progesterone and thickens the cervical mucus to block sperm entry. There is also a copper version, sometimes called the copper coil, which contains no hormones and instead works by releasing copper ions that are toxic to sperm, making it impossible for them to survive in the uterus. Both the plastic and copper versions of the intrauterine device can remain effective for over 3 years, making them a popular long-term choice. As you can see, there are a variety of hormonal contraceptives, and although they all use similar mechanisms, their differences lie in how they are administered, how invasive they are, and how long their effects last, ranging from daily use to several years. Now, let us look at non-hormonal methods of contraception. These methods all aim to prevent sperm from meeting the egg. The most well-known are condoms, which are thin coverings worn over the penis to collect and trap sperm. Female condoms serve the same function, but are worn inside the vagina. A significant advantage of condoms is that they are currently the only form of contraception that also protect against sexually transmitted infections, often abbreviated as STDs. Another method is the diaphragm, which is a shallow plastic cup inserted into the vagina to cover the cervix and block sperm from entering the uterus. Because diaphragms are not very effective on their own, they must be used together with a spermicide, which is a chemical substance that kills sperm. Spermicides can be used on their own, but they are only around 70% effective, meaning that 3 out of 10 times they may fail. Due to this relatively low success rate, they are not considered a reliable stand-alone method. A more permanent solution is sterilization. In women, this involves a surgical procedure in which the fallopian tubes are cut or tied, preventing eggs from traveling from the ovaries to the uterus. This is considered permanent and is generally only chosen by women who are certain that they do not want to have any more children. Men can also undergo sterilization, which involves cutting or tying the tubes that carry sperm from the testes. There are also natural methods of contraception, such as timing intercourse to avoid the most fertile days of the menstrual cycle, or using the withdrawal method, which involves removing the penis before ejaculation. However, both of these so-called natural methods are highly unreliable and are not recommended for effective contraception. The only 100% effective way to avoid pregnancy is abstinence, which means refraining from sexual activity altogether. When you consider all the methods available, it becomes clear that there are numerous options for preventing pregnancy, each with its own benefits and drawbacks depending on the needs, lifestyle, and preferences of the individual or couple.